howdy, howdy! And welcome to But It Was Aliens, the paranormal comedy podcast where we probe paranormal activity to decide for the questionable benefit of humanity whether that activity really was paranormal. My name is Mr. Kev in the John, and alongside me with no idea what we'll be covering today, back by unpopular demand, is Mr. Granville Moonwalker. Today, we will be probing in New Mexico. Now, we know every time we say New Mexico, people immediately think Roswell, but we aren't heading to 1947 today.
Are we heading to 1946, like slightly before Roswell, something happened? Or are we heading to like 1948, just after Roswell?
Oh, we're not going that close.
1949?
No, I said not that close. We're talking a long way after.
The way you're looking at me, I'm going to go 1950.
Yeah, no.
There we go.
It was July the 4th, 1950, at White Sands Proving Grounds, which is a missile range in New Mexico. This was the testing site of America's first nuclear weapon in the Manhattan Project under the Trinity codename in 1945. After the war, this place began testing spacecraft materials, but I digress. It was July the 4th, 1949. Sure, the date may have been changed in later accounts, but we are starting strong. Better the facts come later than never. Daniel William Fry was due to catch the bus, but Daniel was running late. Daniel never made it onto that bus departing White Sands, and at the bus stop was the last time Daniel would ever be seen again. Until Daniel was seen again. Daniel went back to his room and was chilling when the aircon stopped blowing, so he decided to walk into the evening desert to cool down. When he did, Daniel saw what he at first thought was a star blinking on and off in the night sky. Only stars don't turn on and off.
How warm must it be for it to be cooler outside in the desert?
Deserts get real cold overnight.
Indoors. Are you not in a room where you can just open the window and let a cool breeze come through?
I am trying to think if I've ever... I've been near the Sahara, I guess. Is it the Sahara? Yeah, I think it's the Sahara. I've been to Morocco and it was hot as balls. But deserts, as I say, in the winter, they get very, very cold. Common misperception to think they're always boiling hot. But what I'm trying to work out is if you're close to a desert, does it completely change once you step into that desert? So if the city is really, really hot, if you take 10 minutes drive down the road, go into the desert, it's freezing cold. Is it that drastic a difference?
Don't know. Closest I've ever been to a desert is a dessert.
You need to have a child. You don't get to do the dad joke segment. In what seemed like an instant, a saucer-like object dropped down and landed directly in front of Daniel. Daniel didn't even have time to panic, and I guess Daniel was of quite an open mind because he didn't run away.
Shat his pants.
He absolutely shat his pants, but he didn't run because of the squelching. This thing was so close that Daniel was able to walk around it, scouting it out as he wondered where the object had come from before Daniel laid his hand upon the object. At the precise moment that Daniel's palm made contact with the metallic craft, a voice came from nowhere.
Get the fuck off my ship!
And said,
"Better not touch the hole, pal. It's still hot."
This was Daniel's first interaction with Alan. Dun, dun, dun.
Alan. Right. Multiple questions. Why was he so calm when a ship just lands in front of him? He's never seen before.
Put yourself in that situation. Would you absolutely brick it?
Yes.
I don't know if I'd brick it. I might try to get away from it, like I'd seen a vicious bear in front of me, just kind of gradually step backwards, try not to make a scene and get away. But I don't know that I'd like scream, "Oh my God!" I'd absolutely scream.
Yeah, you would. And Alan
Yeah.
is...
All right, mate.
Is Alan the name that the being gave to Daniel, or is this a name that Daniel gave the being?
This is something we're going to cover in the next section, but it's not a name that Daniel gave this.
So it came down as like, all right, mate, my name's Alan.
All right, mate. Pal?
Or did it have a ridiculous name where Daniel was like, just going to call you Alan?
What if it had a
Sort of
ridiculous
shorter.
name that it was going to call itself an abbreviation?
Like Alan.
Daniel had jumped back, startled by the disembodied voice, to which the voice then said,
Take it easy, pal. You're among friends.
Oh, so the voice freaks him out, but the ship itself is like, yeah, normal.
maybe he thought it was military. Yeah, that's standard. Nothing freaky about that. But then a voice comes out. All right. Alan's real name was A-Lan, as in A-L-A-N. Alan wasn't actually in the saucer that landed in front of Daniel, it turned out, as Alan was in the mothership many thousands of miles from the surface of the Earth. Yes, there was a mothership. This wasn't just a one-off probe. That mothership had already been above the Earth for 1,000 years. Alan explained to Daniel that he needed another 4 years to acclimate?
Yep.
Don't know why I was going for acclimatise for a second there. Acclimate to the Earth's to the Earth's environment, air and weather, before he could safely land and begin to share his knowledge proper. Until then, Alan would chat with Daniel through this telepathy-like medium. The purpose of the saucer, Alan explained, was to collect samples of the Earth's air to support this process of getting Alan ready to land. But there was a second reason, and that reason was Daniel.
Specifically Daniel? Or
Daniel.
anyone that would have been in that area at that time?
Daniel specifically.
Okay.
There was something about Daniel.
How old is Daniel at this time?
You'd think that's kind of an important detail, wouldn't you?
You would?
Yeah.
Is Daniel a star child?
I don't really want to talk about Daniel's future because I might spoil details of the
Might
probe.
ruin his past. Okay. So before,
I've told you absolutely nothing there.
before we bring up his future,
Yes. God damn.
growing up before he was in the military, was Daniel a star child?
Clever. Clever girl. No, it wasn't that.
Before Daniel grew up and entered the military, did he have any experiences that he didn't quite comprehend at the time?
No.
Before Daniel grew up,
No.
was in the military, had he had any encounters with beings before, in terms of they have said things to him and he's just not realised, and now what Alan is about to tell him will culminate in the truth being exposed to him?
Not exactly, no. You got to stop asking that question. Can see your mind ticking away trying to think how else you can ask it. The answer is no. But there was something about Alan. Alan? Daniel. It's going to be one of those episodes, isn't it?
Before
No.
Daniel grew up and entered the military, did he come from another planet?
No.
So he's not already a being that has acclimatized to our atmosphere from another world in which they need to study him to find out how he done it.
You are going out there with the theories. No. No. I think I'm just going to move on.
So before
Alan...
Daniel grew up
No.
and was in the military.
No, just no. No. There is no answer other than no to this question.
Okay.
No. Alan had been studying Earthlings for a long time and had come to understand Daniel to be of an unusually open mind. It was at this point that Alan apologised for being a rude host. Alan offered the saucer to Daniel. Come on, catch a ride! Alan boarded the craft. If this was me, I wouldn't be accepting a ride from someone who basically just pointed out to me that I'm agreeable to anything, but there you go. Or maybe I would. Once inside and seated, the walls of the craft became transparent. Alan suggested that they ride to New York City because Alan's species consider the lights of New York City to be one of the most beautiful things on Earth. It took Daniel 30 minutes to fly to New York and back, which Daniel reported was at 8,000 miles per hour. In a car, it would be a 31-hour drive, give or take. By plane, it would be upwards of 11 hours. Google tells me that the distance is 2,067 miles one way, which at a return would be 4,134 miles. That is just over the distance you'd travel in 30 minutes at 8,000 miles per hour. The math adds up. Daniel was absolutely amazed at the speed they travelled, but this pissed Alan off a bit. A frustrated Alan explained to Daniel that human laws of acceleration are wrong and that it's actually easy to travel at such speeds. Alan went on to explain roughly what an anti-gravity drive actually is, though much like if you explained this to me, Daniel couldn't remember all the details to communicate this on. I'm not really sure Alan was the best host here either, giving his guest a bollocking for something Alan clearly knew humans didn't understand after the millennium of study. Slight dickhead, Alan, isn't he?
Appears that way. So,
Yeah.
before Daniel grew up and before he was in the military, what kind of things did he do which would give Alan
The impression
that he has an uncharacteristically open mind, or unusually open mind, I should say?
No judgment here. What if he was religious?
Alan?
Daniel. Oh, and Alan as
I mean,
well.
Would that have been unusual at the time? I think it would have been quite common.
Perhaps he was of the more believe anything type of religious.
Maybe he was more atheist.
I don't think he was.
Why'd you say that?
We'll find out. Oh shit, maybe you won't.
So, before Alan grew up and before he was in the military, Before Alan. Before Daniel grew up. Before
You're
Daniel
getting me confused as well now, because I think we're talking about Alan.
was in the military. Was he a God-fearing man?
He was a child.
Was he a God-fearing child?
He was an elder-fearing child.
Most people feared their elders.
Yes.
But
Daniel
did he
was
worship?
special.
Did he worship God?
I don't know.
Can you tell what his religion was before the event?
All I know is what happened in the event.
Make a hypothesis.
What's the hypothesis?
Make one.
Oh, I thought you said you had one.
No, make one. You said you don't know. Make one. Give me an answer.
To which question specifically?
Whether or not he was a God-fearing man. What his religious beliefs were.
Yes.
So, are we saying here that...
I'd say more devil-fearing than God-fearing, but respectful of God.
So what in that is unusually open-minded?
So we might get into a little bit of this very, very lightly in the next section, but lots of people believe in God. Not everyone believes that there weren't dinosaurs and that there was Genesis, essentially.
So what did Daniel believe?
That Genesis happened.
And this is what made
Not specifically,
Alan
but I'm just
that-
saying he was open-minded. If you told this guy that black was white, yeah, that's fine. Cat's a dog. Meow woof.
Okay. I think I see what you're getting at.
You do?
I do.
Good. Because I'm not sure what I'm getting at myself yet.
Hamsters are squirrels. Squirrels are gerbils. It's all upside down. Back to front.
Bums are not bums. After getting back to White Sands, Daniel realised that there was an imprint of a serpent and a tree by a seat in what I guess you'd call the cockpit. And if you can't think what that may represent, let me give you a hint. Adam and Eve, baby! We have religious undertones. Alan next explained that he lived on the mothership, but that his species came to Earth many thousands of years ago and established an island civilization on an island in the Pacific Ocean called Mu, or Lemuria. Meanwhile, there was also a second civilization on an island. Can you guess what that one was called?
Mu 2.
Nope. But for those who can think of a mysterious island civilization, yep, a second civilization was established on an Atlantic Ocean island and was called Atlantis. Two civilizations became enemies over time, and things escalated to the point that the civilizations destroyed each other. The Earth became uninhabitable for many years after. Eventually, 6 crafts held a conference on the plateau of Tibet to determine what to do with the Earth and solar system. I assume the crafts were all like a civilization themselves inhabiting the universe. 4 of the 6 crafts tried to set up a colony on Mars, but at this point the journey had never been made. Only 3 crafts made it to Mars. The remaining 2 stayed on Earth to develop a new civilization. Despite all of this history, Alan didn't actually tell Daniel where Alan's species originally came from or detail how they lost the ability to travel across galaxies, though I guess the apocalyptic Mu-Atlantis War does partially explain this. Alan's dropping truth bombs, son.
He is. I also have a question, and I can't believe I've kind of glossed over this fact so far. When Alan stepped on the little hover pad thingy, Daniel.
How many times?
When Daniel stepped onto the hovercraft thingy and got taken to New York,
New York City.
did he go into the ship that had come down, or did he go into the mothership?
I believe the ship that came down. So
So he-
Alan was communicating with him from the mothership.
So he hasn't physically seen Alan yet.
No.
Okay.
I believe. I'll explain why this is a bit hard for me to detail towards the end.
I'm just wondering how all these years ago the technology to go into space and travel across galaxies and everything.
Well, once they settled
there, but
if they all but wiped each other out to the point there was only, say, a few soldiers left or whatever, they wouldn't necessarily have the ability that the scientists have all been killed had.
But what would happen to all that technology?
Blown up. All they've got is their local crafts for getting around.
Even Moxie thinks that's bullshit. So yeah, I'm just wondering where all this technology has gone.
So what happened to the technology to build the pyramids?
You know what happened to the pyramids.
And what I'm asking you, what
Tonguey.
happened to Tonguey? Chosen one.
Yeah, but that's different.
Well, it isn't. It's in our own history, and we're not entirely sure how that process took place from start to finish.
I mean, putting a monument together is a lot different from
Building a spaceship,
and flying.
but it's a technology we
amongst the
had.
stars.
We've since lost.
Amongst the stars.
All right,
Raj
Neil.
impression.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ow. Daniel was left wondering how the Mars settlement went and also how Earth was resettled, because that's where the original story ended. Alan would tell no more and dropped Daniel back off at White Sands. Daniel eventually put all of this into a short book. However, as I understand it, subsequent editions did add a few more details. By 1954, Alan had visited Daniel at least 3 times, and by this point, Alan had requested that Daniel give lectures around America on Alan's message. Alan told Daniel that Daniel would be subject to ridicule and humiliation, but that those who mattered would hear Daniel's reports of scientific data, as well as Daniel's encouragement to avoid nuclear weaponry. Nuclear weapons we have today, stored all around the world. Daniel was told that we don't need to love God. This had been misunderstood. What was actually needed was to understand God, and if we did, a golden age would follow. Daniel would publish newsletters of understanding up until his passing away in 1992 at 84 years of age, but that golden age never came.
This gives me vibes of someone that I did a probe on very, very early.
You're gonna say that
at the start of our podcast, and I cannot remember his name for shit.
Is it Adamski or
That's
Adamec?
it, yep. This gives me... My voice has just gone really weird. This is giving me Adamski vibes.
Your voice! Alan's coming for you!
I've been possessed by some demon.
What's happened to your voice?
We are taking over.
Oh, was it Max Headroom when he goes...
Praise be to the Lord in the skies.
Oh no, what was that episode?
There we go.
You're back in the room.
And I'm back.
Zog has gone. Do you remember that episode when the alien broadcast came over the TV station?
Yes.
I just can't think what the hell it was called now. Gosh damn it. But you just had a moment like that. So you're suddenly sitting up straight. That's up there with my favourite things that have ever happened. I must say.
It does happen every now and again.
I'm so glad it happened with me.
Tell you what did happen this week.
Yes.
Now, I think it was, what? Either Wednesday or Thursday night. Got up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet.
Mm-hmm. Did a poo?
And, no.
Definitely did.
I could hear this like whirring sound. And I was like, we've left a fucking dehumidifier on in the spare room. So, annoyingly, go into the spare room and dehumidifier's not on. I was like, well, the extractor fan's on in the bathroom. But I was like, I'm the only one that ever puts it on. I'm the only one, or I'm the last one that was in there. So, open the bathroom door. It's not on. I'm like, we still hear this fucking sound. So, go back into the bedroom. Can't hear anything like in the room making that noise. So I head downstairs and I look at like the TV, PlayStation and everything, and red lights on everything. I was like, have I left that on that's just overheated? Got closer. Absolute silence from that, nothing on, but the sound is still there. I go towards the door and like my brain goes, someone's fucking broke in and they've left the door open. And the wind is making that sound coming through the door. As I get closer to the door, the sound's louder. We've got a like 3-foot fan and it was on. Like just the fan in the living room just blowing cold air. I was the last person downstairs that night and never turned the fan on. I was like, what the fuck? Turned the fan off and just went to bed.
You know how hauntings tend to be gradual processes? They start with
I
small...
did think, I was like, is there a fucking ghost? And then just went to bed. Normally, if that would have happened, I would have shit myself. But I think I was so tired, I didn't care.
Soon your bed is going to shake when you're in it.
If it does, you're going to get a call. Are you alive? Is this you?
And I'll be like, I've answered it.
Oh, fuck.
With my ghost hand. Hey!
So yeah, like spontaneous electrical equipment coming on in the middle of the night.
Well, that had absolutely nothing to do with this episode, but was interesting nonetheless. Oh, I'm going to do an episode on your house one day. The owners before you sold. They didn't die, did they?
They sold.
What about the owners before them?
Who knows?
Who will know? Going to be checking out that land registry later. I wonder if they passed in your living room.
Maybe.
Their head fell upon where the fan button is. Woo!
I mean, if they tripped and knocked their head on something, that's possible.
Not
where
very
the fan
pleasant,
is.
but possible.
Yeah. Possible.
Throughout Daniel's encounters with Alan freely used biblical quotes as well as demonstrating acute awareness of Earth history, for example, in mentioning historical figures such as Thomas Edison. There was no mention of other people studied by Alan and his species, though. This has led to some to question whether Alan was actually made up with only human points of reference. Daniel also explained that after 4 years, Alan decided not to land on Earth because the government would capture Alan and keep the information from the public. Alan monitored circumstances and the Earth just wasn't ever ready for this step, so the deal was off. That's convenient in my opinion. The one thing that could verify Daniel's experiences, and it's off the table. If they're that advanced, couldn't they protect themselves? Or appear on our TV, perhaps? Again, linking to that earlier episode. Daniel could communicate with Alan via what he called direct carrier beam set to Daniel's individual frequency. By this, it would appear that all humans have a mind frequency, and scientifically, Brainwaves do operate on frequencies, and all humans have different brainwave patterns, so weirdly, there could be some science behind this. It is possible, for example, to pick up brainwaves via electrodes on someone's scalp and send these over the internet to another brain. This has also been achieved with a magnetic field rather than electrodes. Perhaps we are on the way to achieving what Alan has explained. I will add finally, though I doubt you need this, that in Daniel's books he included photos of the UFO he encountered. In the stills, it's been said that you can see part of the string from which the allegedly true UFO was hung and part of the pole used to hang it from the upper left of the photo. Some do dispute this information, but it's out there enabling people to look this up and decide for themselves. Some analysis of the UFOs in some of the photos has suggested that some of the crafts were the top part of lamps. Oh, and Daniel may have mail-ordered a degree. I don't really have any more science or details to share today. That is the probe. Just a couple of little details that aren't really relevant to the story.
No, not relevant at
Yeah.
all. I do have not a question, but more observation.
Yeah.
Whenever a being from outer space kind of references our history and important people within our history, why do they always only reference people that we know?
Wow.
Like, because I'm pretty sure there are people that we do not know that have done like really important things and come up with things that these aliens would know that we don't.
I see and hear your point.
For example, let's say Thomas Edison didn't really do the things that Thomas Edison done, but they know the person that did, therefore they would say that person rather than Thomas Edison.
Well, if you were to share information about someone that the world doesn't know of, then they might think you're bullshitting.
But then, if you are bullshitting, then you would only use the name of the people that we know. If you know the truth is...
There's no win, is there?
If you know the truth is not
so
that.
What you're saying is that we wouldn't believe it either way.
I'm more inclined to believe it if they give me a name that I'm not aware of. Oddly.
So...
I know humans.
When I fall asleep, I live my prior life
a quarter mile at a time.
King of the Ooga peoples. Okay. My name was Ooga Booga Wooga.
Okay.
Do you believe me?
Yeah.
Excellent. Ooga Booga Wooga Dooga.
Anything that you create in your mind is real, son. Your mind just went, ooh, cogs. How can I fuck him over with this?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. And my mind went to, let me picture you naked. You're teeny tiny.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. Right. You added...
I have, yes.
You've added these pictures in. And this first picture, the best way for me to explain it is that it looks like a hockey puck.
Yeah.
Or if you had a 8-ball and squashed it to the size of a hockey puck. Because if you look on the bottom, it literally looks like an 8 from an 8-ball. And you can see the string.
It does. So it's an old photo, and in old photos, sometimes the sky looks kind of like film grain, a little bit bitty, like little streaks, but it's It's almost like those streaks are partially intentional to mask the fact that there's a very clear, completely straight line, whereas the rest of the streaks are all kind of bent a little bit. But there's a completely straight line coming out the middle of the top of this craft. Yeah, like it's hung.
Yeah. And then, okay, this other one looks
like a samurai hat or a lamp.
Yeah, like two samurai hats.
Again, it's grainy, isn't it?
Upside down, very grainy.
Looks like reps all over.
And again, just looks like someone's holding a line or something, or a rod to hang it over and then take a picture. Two very suspect photos.
So
here.
I think everyone will agree that we're very on board as we get ready to summarise this one.
Is this D.W. Fry the same person that... I can't even remember the name of the series. What's that? You've got... Oh, Futurama.
Oh.
Did they get Fry from this and put him in Futurama?
I would be surprised, but I don't know.
I've not read his book, so I don't know if they took any inspiration from them.
Books.
Books. His Adamski teachings.
Yeah. In summary, we've covered the case of D.W. Fry and his interactions with the extraterrestrial Alan. Daniel was in the White Sands Desert when a UFO landed in front of him, and he was spoken to by an alien not on that UFO but on the mothership, called ALAN, aka Alan. Yes, aliens use our letters. The mothership had been above Earth more than 1,000 years, and Alan needed another 4 years to acclimate. What is it with me in that word? To the Earth before he could land. Though when Alan was ready, he decided he'd be whacked if he did land, so he never stepped foot on Earth to our knowledge. Alan explained that Daniel had been chosen for the contact and then took Daniel for a ride to New York and back on the UFO at crazy speeds. Alan then explained that Alan's species had settled Earth as Mu, but then gone to war with Atlantis, wiping both civilizations out, before then going to Mars. Alan never told us the outcome, prick. Does this link to Mars Defense Force, MDF? Who knows? Alan's message was to understand God, live a good life, and be kind, essentially. Don't battle in the name of religion or be a dick. Some believe that Daniel was coming up with a tongue-in-cheek way to spread a positive message. Others defend Daniel's story with tribalism online. Daniel did make a not-for-profit company to spread the word, so at least we know he wasn't cash grabbing. Daniel wrote at least 4 books on his experience, so to fit this in an episode, I have massively simplified this story to the core events, though to be brutally honest, not much else actually happened. Are you ready to conclude, Mr. Moonwalker?
Yes I am.
Are you saying that it was aliens?
No.
Oh.
I'm saying it's absolute bullshit. However,
What?
you did change my perception of Daniel ever so slightly. Whereas I thought this was potentially a cash grab.
Yeah.
It seems it may have just been a way to try and make people be nicer to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't really work. Well, it might have done, to be fair. We don't know how many people follow his teachings. But then also, you said it is defended, like...
There are passionate people out there, yeah.
And are those passionate people nice in their defending of it?
Not all of them, but it is the internet.
Yeah, or do they go like the other way?
Yeah.
In which case, they have abandoned the lesson that he tried to teach.
Good point. Very good point.
So
I'm going to get on those message boards later.
I think
You have forgotten the good word, my friend.
it was someone trying to find a way of doing good or getting people to be good.
Yeah, you've come down in a very similar place to myself.
Coming up with a fake story.
Yeah. So, yeah, for me, this one was very clearly, very, very, very clearly bullshit. But some have suggested that it was more of a white lie for the benefit of the message of being good people and understanding a peaceful, caring and positive way of life. Daniel put his own money into spreading the good word, so I won't grumble. Not aliens, but, well, no but. It wasn't aliens, but I'm not necessarily saying he was a bad dude.
Yeah, I don't think it was vindictive, malicious, or anything like that.
He was just a bit...
This is just going again.
Quick, talk more.
There we go.
Damn it. Archon is going to be closing out the episode for us today. No, that is a wrap for today. Thank you for listening to
But It Was Aliens.
If you enjoy what we do and want to hear some more or want to help to keep us going, you can head on over to an unhygienic corner of the internet over at patreon.com/But It Was Aliens, where each month we release bonus episodes we call Side Probes. We delve into dark, dirty, or otherwise unusual paranormal history, mysteries, and conspiracies that would probably get us and you in trouble if these entered the public space. You can gain access to these episodes for quite literally less than a cup of coffee. You can share episode suggestions with us on most of social media, including the ex-Twitter.
On the Twitter.
@But It Was Aliens. You could also say hello on Facebook, where connected to But It Was Aliens is a secretly public private group called Extraterrestrial Towers. Being a member of grants you protection from the aliens when they invade. If you get onto their crafts, then technically you're invading them at that point, and your membership badge is generally useless, but we do encourage you to make contact and be friendly, which, in a completely unrelated coincidence, may ensure they don't come for me and Mr Moonwalker. That is it for this episode, so until next time, why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the tube? The truth is up there. #probe. Wow. Woo.